Hey, it's Des back with another video. So, Nottingham Forest 5-0, proper performance, ruthless performance. As I said already before, we need to clear these teams out of the way. Otherwise, we're going to give them enough opportunity to get back into the game and build momentum. So, in this game, we showed that this is what you need to do against these sort of teams. When you get a team that's lower than you and stuff like that, you need to be ruthless in your performance, direct, get to the point, get the goals you need to get, and not leave them and not allow them the opportunity to build their way back into the game. So I love that performance; it was great. I'm just gonna go through some of the things I saw in the game as usual. As I said, the first one I want to talk about is Thomas Partey. The guy's a phenomenal player, unbelievable player. The way he receives the ball back to goal, he can receive the ball in deep areas, he can receive the ball high up the pitch under pressure. If he's being marked by two players, he can bypass them, he can dribble them, he can carry the ball. He's whenever he has the ball, he's straight passing the ball between lines. He can beat any press. If there's no space there, he has the ability to dribble and create another angle for himself to play that pass. But as I said already, every player can improve regardless of their age, and I think this is not for me. This is not like an ability thing. It's just a case whereby he's never had to do this. Because remember, he played for Atletico Madrid, and they played a different style of play to what Arteta's trying to play. And I feel like yes, we need him to be direct, getting the ball forward at all times, beating the opposition's press. But there are certain games whereby what we need from him is just to slow the tempo down a little bit, just to help us control the games. Obviously, this wasn't that kind of game because game was one way. We didn't need the game to slow down. But there are certain games whereby maybe we're in the lead and the teams are starting to build up a little bit of momentum, and we just want to slow them down, control the game, get them tired and all frustrated, getting them to come out their shape, trying to press us so that we can exploit the space that they have behind. In those kind of games, what you do need from Partey is that you need him because he's the main guy who receives the ball from the back. So you need him to receive the ball, slow it down. He doesn't always have to go forward. He can go sideways, he can go to the left and go to the right, he can go back to the defenders, just circulating the ball between the players. And it's not just him, it's the team overall. That's something that we still need to continue to improve on. Even though I feel like we're performing at a really good level, that is something that as a team we need to improve on in terms of just slowing the game down. I know it's something that Arteta would like to do because when you see it from Pep as well, they're not always going straight forward. Even you see that with Rodri or with someone like Busquets, they're not always just going forward at all times. There are certain times in the games where you just see them knocking the ball, little 1-2s, little triangles, little just back and forth, give the ball, get it back, give the ball, get it back, just to draw the opposition onto them, and then they can exploit the space in behind. That's the kind of thing that we need to be able to do, and that's the kind of thing that we need to see in our game. And Partey, for me, I think that's one that can add it, because if he's able to do that, he would help us to control the game. So another thing, again, as usual, Granit Xhaka is having a great season, fantastic season, unbelievable performance from him as well. His movement was incredible the whole game. There was even a time when Partey played a pass from deep all the way, split like a long ball all the way to the front, and then I saw someone running through, and I was thinking, what the hell is this? That Granit Xhaka? The guy was making an off the ball run, making a run off the last man. That's the kind of run you expect from a striker. He was making that kind of run and then cut the ball back to Jesus. I think we got a shot from there as well. I don't think we got a goal from that, but we got a shot. It's just his movement is just ridiculous. I said in the previous video about how he's utilizing all the space that everyone is creating because we have so many ball carriers, so many ball dominant players. He's just freedom. He just has the freedom to just keep attacking space, and at the same time, he's aware also to come back for the defensive part of the game as well. I think he's really found a spot in the game that's very useful for him and somewhere that his flaws are not being exposed, and he's just what he's shown right now or just is positive. He's having a great season, and I just hope that just continues. Another one again was Nelson's performance, came off the bench and what he did. For me, obviously we know for a fact this is not something that's going to keep repeating itself. He's not going to come off the bench every time and get 2 goals and an assist. That's not going to continue. But what Nelson showed us with this performance is what's possible off the bench, because right now when you think about it, we can't look to the bench again for a player that's going to give us 2 goals and an assist. Even though Nelson did it, we know the next game that's most likely not going to happen. So we can't look to the bench for a player to change it, because say Martinelli's not having a good game or Saka's injured or whatever the case may be, we can't go to a bench and say that player is going to give us that 2 goals and assists. No. But if we had a player of that kind of quality, of the player who can do what Nelson did, but someone that we know guaranteed every time he comes off the bench, or he can even displace the guys who are on the pitch, but someone we just know that no matter what happens, when this player is on the pitch, he can perform and make something happen. That's why I feel like we need to get a winger in order for us to just maintain this consistency. And that's what Nelson showed, because we know we can't go back to him again, but we can go back if that was a player who we know could continue to perform that. But as I said, and I keep saying over and over again, January is coming soon. We need to get an extra forward. We can't just rely on Nketiah all the time, and then maybe Marquinhos does this, or maybe Nelson does this. You know what I mean? Because you can even look at Marquinhos' performance, for example, and say what he did in the Europa League that game. Then now Nelson is doing this in the league. You know, we're getting these players who are doing this in this game, or this in this game. We need someone who we know we can go on and bring him on, and he can consistently give us something. We need another forward that can compete with all the forwards that we've got. So yeah, the next one is Gabriel Jesus. Obviously, so unlucky in that game. There was even that part where I feel like he should have gone with his left foot when the ball was being sent across though. I think he came from a corner and he could have got it in, but he went with his right foot instead. I don't know what's going on with his finishing recently, but the finishing hasn't been too good, or the instincts in the last minute hasn't been too good. I had videos speaking about the amount of work he does outside the box, and maybe that's having an effect on him in the final moment. But his all-round performance, the guy's a warrior. All the time you see at times tracking back all the way into our box, dropping deep, linking play. He got 2 assists, contributed to 3 goals even. He just didn't get assists for the first goal because Nelson hit the ball and he came back. But his performances are just unbelievable. He's having a great season for me anyways. I just feel like I just hope there's a way where he can just the finishing start to clicking and start to get the goals. Because if he's able to get the goals along with his overall performance, both technically and physically, because of what he's running is constant for all 90 minutes. If he can just get the goals, at least if he can give us maybe like 15 goals with everything he's doing, all round game, that's a player that can go into the team of the season somewhere. Obviously we know Haaland's going to be there and most likely Kane, but if Gabriel Jesus can add goals to the overall performance, he can start competing for that second spot with Kane. Because we know right now it's going to be Haaland and Kane as the 2 strikers for the player of the season, for the team of the season. But Jesus with the same amount of goals that Kane is scoring, but with what he's doing outside the box at the same time, that's someone that can compete for that kind of spot. But I just hope everything just clicks all together, because it doesn't seem like everything is all clicking, which it did in the pre-season and maybe the early parts of the season, but now not so much. Another thing I want to mention again, the last thing, is what we need to do at left back. I think we need to sort this out. I don't know what's going on with Kieran Tierney. There's stuff about how I didn't even see the interview. Maybe he spoke out about not playing, or because I don't understand why Tommy Yasu's been playing left back consistently. I get it for a certain game like Salah, for example, but then for every other game, if Zinchenko's not there, we need someone that's going to continue to overlap, someone that's going to be a presence up there that allows Martinelli to keep on pushing inside and attacking the space, which is a different situation or a different concern, because Martinelli himself needs to be attacking the box a lot more. But I think that would be helped if he had someone like Tierney or Zinchenko also overlapping and making off the ball runs, attacking the box and all these sort of things. But yeah, we need to sort out the situation on left back, because we need to have someone whose best position is that side. We need to have Tierney there if Zinchenko is not playing. But anyways, that's it for the Forest game. I'm going to come back with a couple more videos after this. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.